Okay, following what we did last week, I have here a sheet of paper. I hope it is clear on the camera that I have three similar trees here. I just want to go over what we have seen last week, the darkest dark, the shadow, the light and the reflected light, but this time in three different occasions. The first tree will be the side light, so the light coming directly from the side, which means it will only lighten some of the tree here and most of it will be in shadow. We could do it the other way, having it at 1 o'clock and having more light than shadow, but that would be the same exercise as we did last week, so I'm not going to do that. The second one would be a backlit tree, and the first one would be the tree with the light in our back, so a front lit tree. Okay, so that's the three trees, the three exercises that we are going to do. There is not much difference to what we did last time. We just have to think and apply, or see for ourselves if we're in that situation, and apply what we see. So for this tutorial we are going to have some cheap brushes. There are no specific mates. This one is, it says Da Vinci, but anyway, it doesn't matter, and this one says nay. Nay. So anyway, I bought some cheap brushes out of the art store. They are synthetic, and that's all we need to know really. Just grab some cheap brushes, or if you want to buy with Rosemary, she's got plenty brushes like the golden edition or SHIRAZ edition, which are good brushes. That's a SHIRAZ edition, which are good brushes for water paints. Anyway, buy what you can afford. That's what it is. Paint with a stick. No, I'm joking. You can't paint with a stick. That would be called scratching, not painting. Okay, but paper. Apply it with what you can. So, I've got a jar of water. I've got my paint here. If you already had paint from the previous session, don't just clean it all the time. All you have to do is spray a bit of water, and that paint will loosen itself, and then we can reuse it. Okay, that's the wonder with gouache. Okay, so my spray bottle, and so we're gonna start. I've got my whites here. I need to spray that a bit more. There, so they soften. And I'm going to start with some of my darks. Let's start with this tree, and this tree is the tree with the light to the side. So anyhow, we're gonna get the light from, let's do this again, from the right to the left. Here it's gonna be, oops, this way of course, and here this way, but from the back to the front. Okay, so let's start. Dark as dark. Remember, I'm wetting my paint. I've got dark here, so I'm gonna get my dark as dark done over this side. Dark as dark. Use as much paint as you need. There we go. Bit of red. Here we go, purple. All I have to do is add a teeny bit of yellow, and it's going to go to black. Teeny bit of red again. Here we go. Okay, darkest dark. So my light being here, only a sliver of light here. My darkest dark would be far inside this side here. On the bottom, of course, there. And then far inside here, we would have some darkest darks. Say like that, for instance. I'm gonna do the darkest darks everywhere and then come back to each one, okay? So here the light is coming from the back, so my darkest lights are right in the middle. And it will happen exactly like last time, that some of these darks will disappear. Gonna add a little bit more red. Oh, that was too much. Okay, too much red. Therefore I will wipe my brush and get more blue. Get more blue. There we go, and a touch of yellow ochre. There we go. Okay, so here the light's coming from the front, so darkest dark, there will be some, but not many. Maybe here, in the bottom, in the back there, to the sides a bit there. Maybe some where the stalks are, but very few. Okay, so we in this situation we have very few darks. I would have darks turning with foam here, so the light's coming in there. The darks would be in the other side, but we have a look a bit later on. Just underneath here, some of the darks there as well. This is the front, at the back I mean, so we would have maybe a few darkest darks here. Okay, and then here of course a few darkest darks here. Okay, let's go over these again. Just darken them a little bit randomly. Okay, now shadow side. I stay here, but I go next to that spot. Get as much blue as I can. A little bit red. Touch more blue. Yellow ochre and my yellow here, and with that I will get a dark green. So that dark green, add a bit more yellow, maybe a little bit of orange even. Okay, that dark green. So side light on here. We're still in the shadow, so the shadow now will be going all around this darkest dark. Here we go. Maybe we get a few bit blue greens in there. We will change some up a little bit in a minute. So here the light is in the back, so I'm going to stay near those shadows. Let's try to have a bit of a nicer green. It's dirty, so let's try a blues not too dirty here, and just a bit of that yellow to have a bit of a nicer green. Still dark, but not as much red in it. I need a touch of red. Let's put just a bit of orange in. Okay. Okay, and now we do this one where the light is coming right in the front here. So there we really strictly stay there, here and there. Okay, now change brush. I'm going to, before I move into the lights, I will get some darkest darks going on there, because that is not dark enough. Ooh, that is red. Okay, now I'm going to move into the light. So the light's going to go on this side. Let's have a little bit of blue and some yellow to have a light green. And we are going to go a touch darker down there. Okay. The light from the back, start from end here. But mainly here. And if there is any sky holes, they would be shining through it. Just a few. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then here where we have mainly a front lit, Okay, let's come back here and have a few differences in there. So it comes from the back, so if there is a sky hole, there will be light coming through. And again, that light is near the shadows often. So let's do that later. And here we are going to have some differences in the colors now. Now we build up the tree. Here I could have left some open with a paper, actually. I didn't, never mind. Let's just get these a bit less strong when we're going to go over it. With some of that it will make sense. Okay, so now here, get some greens done. Some interest in the shadow. Few browns. And then here we need to, let's do the same here. Just some interest, so the light's coming from the back. Okay, and here we can very lightly, what would be appearing through the sky, through the holes here, to have a bit of volume. So let's go in between here with something soften the edges. Then come back with the light. Very bright light. and if there would be a little branch sticking out there, there would be a little bit of highlight here as well. But we are not going to overdo this. Here and there it could be a few highlights, and depends again in the style that we're painting as well. So that's the side light. There we go. More shadow than light. There we go. Maybe aesthetically a little bit something here, and that's it. No more to that. Here we are going to go very bright, as the sun is in the back, so it's also a sun who's just rising. So let's add a little bit more punch there. To that rising sun. And the sky holes. If there is any, would be there. Of course, we cannot leave that just like this. We need to get some out there in the Okay. And then in the front we get a bit more light right there. Okay, all the light is coming there in the front. There, all the light is showing through the back. Okay. Now we want a patron. Okay, keep it dark there. Okay, here it's the opposite. We'll have okay, so we would see that better if I put a blue contour there, which I normally don't do for those quick videos, but just for the sake of that one I will put a little bit of a background. I'm going to mix it up there. A bit of dirty white here. Yeah, that's it. So the sky holes now become blue. I'm going to start making sense a bit more. There we go. Okay, now okay. Okay. All right, see? Here. Sky hole there. Okay. All right. Anyway, here you have, so I will just insist on one more there. One last little bit. That here, there would be light coming really out of that sky hole there as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that, other than we can add freaking grass there. Like it to stand on something. There we go. Okay, so this shows you different situations in light that you will find if you're out there, or next time you paint. A light would come to the very side of the tree, a light would be in a morning light, for instance, when the sun rises and the light is behind the tree, and a light who's in our back shining on the tree. I could have darkened here a little bit more, because it would be a little more darker on these sides there. There we go, that's better. Okay, that's better. Even that red was nice there. So bright in the middle, bright here in the front, in the middle, and a little darker going on the sides. It's the opposite of that, really. And there, that green is not very nice. So I just add a little more interest in that green. Dark is dark. There's not many here at all. A few here. They're not that much. We could go a little darker there, but not necessarily. Here, let's get that green a little bit, that tree a bit more greened up there as well. Okay, that looks a little nicer. To finish that off, we have to add a little bit of shadow. So for this middle bit, the shadow would be in the front, the sun being in the back. This one we would only see shadow on his foot, as the light is coming from our back, and here obviously the shadow to the side. Okay, just a touch more here and there, whiten it up. Okay, so that's the end of it. I'll hope that this will be helpful, and I hope to see you soon for the next tutorial. So apply these things next time you're in the field. You will get much success with it. Alright, thank you to all. Don't forget to subscribe and to share, please. And I'll see you next time for another of our videos.